take the hardwood here at the United Center. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Looking at San Antonio, they took the win in their last game against the Timberwolves, and they put it all together in that game. It added up to a phenomenal win.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the floor for San Antonio, Aldridge and Kawhi Leonard, the two stars at the forward spots. Parker and Green are the guard set, and it's Gasol at the 5 down low. Tony Parker in the 2017 season with the lowest minutes per game average in his career. He was playing so well in the playoffs. I mean, historically well. Then, Greg, as we know, the quad injury in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's pretty clear that that 15-year run he's had as a starter, that window is rapidly closing. But still effective, just no longer the focal point that he once was.
Got it. Nice one there from Levine.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
Dish now to Leonard. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Leonard, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the limb.
Let's just call it what it is. Great body control on the lane and takes the contact. Still knocks it in softly off the glass. I mean, that shot just can't be blocked the way he adjusted.
On the free throw, no good. And the Spurs, Greg, one of the best defensive teams in the league for 2 seasons running.
And it's really all about execution. They seem to just move in concert and stay connected. No silly fouls. And with their length, nothing easy inside.
That one, no good. Excellent D there from Parker. On defense, the Bulls. Back to Leonard. Shoots over Pondexter and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Leonard's got his second basket. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Back to Pondexter. 6 on the shot clock. Gasol with the steal. Green against Levine. Green kicks to Parker. Screen by Parker. On the wing, Green. Guarded by Levine. And Green gets it to go.
They've come out the locker room. Hizza! 4 for 4 to start.
The pass to Lopez. Pondexter from outside. Knocks it loose. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Greg Popovich.
Well, Kevin, they're going to keep it simple tonight. He wants to run everything through the low post. He told me, physically, we're the stronger team. We need to use that strength to our benefit. Back to you.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, but you have to like the mentality to get inside, even though they're struggling to finish.
And Green gets it to go.
Their hot start keeps getting hotter. 5 for 5 now to keep things going.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Lopez kicks to Mirotic. Mirotic, the screen. And they get it. Levine can't hit.
The active defense making things very hard on him as he goes in for the layup.
And it's Leonard missing.
A big mistake by the D, and they got away with it.
Here's Lopez, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Lopez has got his first basket of the night.
Oh, well, Lopez is terrific on the offensive glass. I love seeing him use his long arms to haul in the boards.
Gasol a screen. Gasol setting the pick for Leonard. Over Mirotic. Another miss by Leonard.
Not a good pick there. If I'm shooting the ball and I'm looking at it, I'm asking, where is the effort? You've got to do a better job of screening.
And the Spurs pushing it up now. And the shot goes down.
Moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And Kawhi Leonard, the only player other than Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon to be an all-star starter. Greg win the Defensive Player of the Year and win a Finals MVP award.
And Kevin, I think it's fair to say that's some lofty company to be in. You worry with the retirement of Tim Duncan. Would the Spurs go through a loss? And they found another two-way superstar to kind of build their team around, much in the same in terms of mannerisms as a Tim Duncan.
The Bulls have shot just one free throw, missing that one earlier. And the free throw, no good. Spurs leading by 5. There's a minute 34 left to play here in the first. Aldridge inside. And here's Mills from the arc. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. Mills has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Tries it from 9. No good from Grant.
You can't be missing shots like that in the post. That'll get you a spot on the bench.
Here's Gay. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Now, here's Mills. Kicks it to Gay. Anderson the screen. Pass to Mills. 4 on the clock. There's the triple. Rebound by the Bulls. There's 31 seconds left in the first quarter. Nowadays has it in the corner. Those 3-pointers off the mark. Spurs leading by 6. Gay with it. Now defended by Grant. Feeds it to Mills. 11 seconds left here in the first quarter. Anderson kicks to Ginobili. Aldridge down low. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And the Gasol brothers, Pau, talked about the joy of sharing.
It's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture it.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way 2 of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become 2 of the best centers in the NBA of this era.
Especially when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers. I mean, they traded him to Memphis for his brother. And that does all seem like fiction, doesn't it?
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Well, this roster is built for guys with speed. They're running the floor hard in the first quarter.
We've got Valentine. Portis is out there with Grant. And it's Felicio in at the center filling out the middle. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Well, there have been a lot of great young big men come into the league over the last couple of years. Chris, do you think the post position is about to make a comeback in the league right now?
I think it definitely could make a comeback because of the players that we've seen enter into this game, like Cat and Davis and Embiid. But I also think that, the game has grown because we've had to see players like Larry Bird on the post extend his game to 3-point area. We got to see Hakeem Olajuwon get the first big crossover. So I don't know if the game will ever be the same with traditional posts, but I do know the game is in good hands with guys that have great skill sets, and so the big man is definitely back.
Now, here's Mills. Ginobili outside. Floats one, and the layup is good. Ginobili's got the lead up to 8 now for the Spurs.
Oh, look at the soft touch on the teardrop.
Chicago calls timeout.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Man, this is a joke. Right? I mean, there's been some glimpses of hope, but they've been few and far between.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Spurs also with the sub. Murray's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And Mirotic has it in the corner. And the three ball is good. Mirotic has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Aldridge with it. He's picked up by Lopez. Aldridge can't get that one to fall. Bulls trail by 5. Pass to Mirotic. His three-pointers off the mark.
Yeah, and you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Now here's Mills, guarded by Levine, and Mills kicks to Aldridge. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Some changes here for the Spurs. Pau Gasol's checked in for Kyle Anderson. Leonard comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's Green in for Patty Mills. And here are the Bulls now, trailing here by 8. He's covered by Murray. Dishes it to Lopez. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Lopez has got his second bucket of the game to go.
But the arms of Lopez going forever, which is why he's able to create for himself.
Chris, we all know you were a big Pistons fan growing up, and of course that means that you had plenty of chances to root against the Chicago Bulls. When you go back and you think about when you were young, was there one Bulls player you loved to hate, so to speak?
You know, a little secret. I always cheered for Detroit, but I never hated the Bulls. Isaiah and Jordan were my favorite players. That's a little bit of a cop-out along with Magic, Bird, Dominique. But no. I really loved Artis Gilmore as well coming before. But no, I really can't say I had a player on the Bulls that I didn't really like. The Bulls last year were just dreadful. I mean, they were one of the worst three-point percentages in the league. They just didn't have enough consistent shooters to spread the floor.
And the Spurs making a change here. Parker's checked in.
And I don't know if there's anybody who can match Levine when it comes to the art of the dunk. He is a highlight reel waiting to happen.
Green dishes to Gasol. He shoot again. Green, no luck. Bulls trail by 7. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Spurs, Greg Popovich talked about developing players. He said our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works, and beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years. And the Bulls making a change here. Grant's checked in. Chicago has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And Chris, for the Bulls last season, they knew shooting from distance would be an issue for them. At least it was something they tried to avoid.
Well, you can't have success without having a deep threat or two. The Bulls learned that the hard way last season. Completely revamped roster. They hope for better results from outside.
And here is Murray following the three from Nikola Mirotic. Here's Parker. Good D by Lopez.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
The Bulls have made 2 and missed 2 at the line tonight.
And as a team, excellent a season ago. About 80% when they got to the line.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for San Antonio. Free throw good, Pondexter. And certainly while the injury for Zach LaVine and his ACL was devastating, Greg, it's good to see him back on the court, and he seems to be on track to making a full recovery.
And Kevin, it's still amazing to me to see just how far the medical community has come in terms of treating ACL injury. LaVine is such an athletic monster. To lose even a little burst would have been huge. Fortunately, though, with modern medicine, it's going to allow this guy to make the most of his potential still.
Grant kicks to LaVine. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
He had 1 3-pointer in the first, but still searching for that second.
The feed now to Leonard. Gasol screen. Steps back and fires. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Leonard's got 10 points in the game.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Here's Grant. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
For San Antonio, they've gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. Stolen by Grant. And they're running. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock.
Well, after not making anything from the field in the first, I mean, he has really elevated his game this second quarter.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Over in the corner, Green. Takes it out to Leonard. A three-pointer off the mark. Outside Levine. A stupendous finish in traffic. And now a 3-point Bulls lead.
Look, he's not an easy man to defend. He'll get his points one way or another.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. It's the Bulls. They finish off the second quarter with a huge surge, an 18-7 run. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Coach, what made the difference over the course of the first half to get that momentum change in your favor?
Well, we finally buckled down and started getting some stops. We've done a poor job making them feel us. We've got to make it more uncomfortable out there on the floor.
Defensive activity leads to offensive results. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. Chicago holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They have a narrow 3-point lead. Kenny, what did you see from them?
They were really efficient on offense, shared the basketball well, great shot selection. That accounted for a high field goal percentage in the first half.
Shaq, let's get your thoughts on San Antonio.
Well, I'll tell you what I saw in the first half, Ernie. 3 things. Soft defense, not enough pressure, but they can still win this game. They need to ramp it up. Was that 2 or 3? Doesn't matter. You understand, Ernie.
And that will
Welcome back to the hustle and bustle of Chicago, a time-lapse view of all the traffic heading toward downtown. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break and have. The Bulls leading by 3. Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. The defensive tandem of Green and Leonard outside. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Parker in at the point guard position. And so it's San Antonio with it. The Spurs offense, one of the most efficient in the NBA. It's all predicated, Greg, on motion.
And it's ball movement and player movement. They kind of want to warp the defense and force mistakes, and that's when they strike.
Covered by Parker. Shoots from 14. And that one off the back of the rim and in. And the Bulls lead by 5. Outside, Green. He feeds it to Leonard. This all setting the pick for Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. Good on the bucket. Leonard's got 12.
Yeah, from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
The 9-foot shot, and he can't bank that one in. Parker outside to the paint. Here's Aldridge, and it's good on the assist by Parker. 7 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there.
Pass to Mirotic. Here's Lopez, and goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
A different look now for San Antonio. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Gasol. Gay comes in for Leonard. And it's Mills in for Green. Anderson the screen. Parker passes to Gay. Here's Aldridge. Another shot. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
The Spurs have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line. Missing a couple.
And LaMarcus Aldridge really possesses tremendous shooting touch when you consider this guy's basically a 7-footer. And he's increasing that range. Last season, up over 40% from 3.
Marie's checked in for Parker. Shoots from 14, and he gets it to go. Hitting off the back of the rim. 6 points for him. Spurs trail by 3. Mills dishes to Murray. He kicks to Gay. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Gay. Off the pick. And finished off by Gay.
Oh, man, the dunks that Gay flushes home are what he's best known for. A relentless athlete. Just flat out gets it done.
And Aldridge doesn't shoot a ton of threes, yet he still earns his keep in that mid-range.
Yeah, on that left block, back to the basket. And with his size, that turnaround J is just about unstoppable.
And Mirotic kicks to Levine. From outside, off the mark.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With this team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Gay outside. He dishes it to Aldridge. Over Lopez. Aldridge misses.
Almost every look he gets inside is a good one, but the D hangs in there and makes it tough.
Mills with the rebound. San Antonio trailing here. Gay in the corner for the lead. Another miss by Gay. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Count that one.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And one of the pieces of the Jimmy Butler trade this offseason, Zach LaVine finds himself as a prime building block for a rebuilding team. The Bulls see him as a star of the future.
And rightfully so, even given the fact that he's recovering from the ACL surgery. LaVine is young and can grow his game with the team. Hard to get fair value for a player of Butler's ability, but LaVine is a great place to start.
Grant kicks to Felicio. Out of bounds, Bulls ball. Chicago keeps possession.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
And don't forget about the good hand-eye coordination. I mean, he almost corralled it in for the steal.
Now, here's Grant. Defense right on him. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Grant's got 6.
But what I like, it was completely in rhythm. The turnaround jumper, I could see them going to that play again.
Aldridge with a screen on Grant. And Mills kicks to Aldridge. With a tie, nailed from three-point land. Mills has got the game tied up here for San Antonio. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whenever I'm stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going in the offense. Kevin?
And David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency. One of the best two-way players in the game. The dish to Aldridge. True on the 14-footer. 11 points in the game.
His mid-range game is what sets Aldridge apart from the other bigs in our league. He's about as accurate a shooter as you'll find among players with his size.
Here's Gay. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession. A different look now for San Antonio. Pau Gasol's checked in for Aldridge. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Kyle Anderson. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills.
If they increase the tempo, they got a chance at a 2-for-1.
Yeah, it's a combination of urgency and efficiency. Let's see how they execute.
Bulls shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. The free throw drops for Grant. And Grant drops them both.
He's so confident, so self-assured on every free throw he takes.
Parker against Grant. Parker with it. Here's the screen. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Parker kicks to Leonard. And that misses. That would have put him up. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. It's the Bulls. They lead by 2. And we'll be back right after this. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
But don't stop the aggressiveness.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. They've got Grant. Portis is out there with Valentine. And it's Felicio in at the center position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
And what about the way Gasol sees the floor? So gifted at whipping the ball all over to the open man.
Stolen by Gay. To take the lead. It's all in by the Bulls. Portis has got 3 rebounds now in this one. And he slams it one-handed.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Parker outside. The pass to Leonard. Ginobili outside. Gasol setting the pick for Ginobili. A floater, and he sinks the layup.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the float.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Now, that's a great timeout called by the coach there to try to calm his team down. They're turning the ball over way too much.
Spurs making a switch here. Green's checked in. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, guys, I was able to listen to what Fred Hoiberg told his team. With this game in the balance, he really came after his guys. He said, this is our time. Right now, be in the moment with each other. Do your job, and I promise you we'll win this game. Back to you.
Gasol setting the pick for Parker to take the lead. And no good. And the Bulls going the other way now. And he goes in for the top.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
Oh, yeah, and as a big man, you need such an aggressive move. That's the tone that you want to set, the attitude that you're trying to play with. Your teammates are following.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Really makes the basics look pretty exceptional. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Parker.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Well, the big story from the Bulls last offseason was trading Jimmy Butler. It had to be. He had strife at the front office, problems with players. Both sides seemed to want to move on.
Chris, as you said, the strength of this Bulls team last season came from Wade and Butler. And speaking of Wade, what better a player to act as a mentor for this team than Dwayne Wade?
Well, it's hard to get fair value for a guy like Butler. It was clear that Chicago needed to mix things up. Now, Levine, I really like his game. He can really help this team. And they, marketing, that's decent.
Pocket 4, Leonard. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
Pretty high percentage look with the deep playing off. Just couldn't knock it down.
And the Bulls with another miss. For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Green passes to Parker. Kicks to Gay. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Levine. Mirotic is checked in for the Bulls. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Aldridge is checked in. Pass to Green. Shot clock at 6. The putback. Mirotic grabs the miss. Chicago leading. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Parker kicks to Green. Aldridge is screened. Green with the ball. Now defended by Levine. Here's Leonard. And, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Lopez, no luck.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those two things that he possesses.
And that one, good.
And Gasol is someone you turn to in these situations. Need a big basket? He's ready to go.
Levine dishes to Lopez. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist.
Lopez isn't going to shy away during big possessions. If he has a good look at the rim, he's ready to shoot.
Green with a screen for Parker. Feeds to Leonard. Up again. It's good on the putback. And the Spurs lead by 1. There is just no way to tell who is going to pull this one out.
When you've had this many lead changes, you're looking to see which one of those plays is going to be a momentum swing.
Now the presentation of our Jordan player of the game, LaMarcus Aldridge.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
Parker outside. There's the 3. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Parker. Parker's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
And he just seems to always deliver in the clutch. And he's got it going right now. That's who they want taking the big shot.
On Dexter from outside. Feeds it from downtown.
Anything you can do, I can do better. We got a little gamesmanship going on.
I like this. Feels like it's getting a little personal out there to make it all the more interesting going down the stretch.
Gasol is screen on Levine. Aldridge. And it's Aldridge on the follow.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip-in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Pass to Dexter. Levine against Green. Second shot opportunity. Gasol with the rebound. This could be a turning point.
Critical possession right here.
And it's Green missing. Here's Chicago. Lopez drives in. Trying to find Mirotic. Gets it to him. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Green. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And one thing you can say about Green, I don't know of too many players who are as dependent on their three-point shot as he is. He needs that shot to be falling for him to make an impact.
And so both free throws are good. And it's a 5-point
one-possession game. That's the benefit of knocking down the easy ones.
Buries it. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3. That shot eliciting a roar from this gigantic crowd.
Guys, more than a roar, more like an explosion. Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game.
It's the first that gives them a 4-point cushion.
And Parker just puts so much pressure on your defense with his speed, and he's made a living out of doing it. Time working against them here.
It's going to be crazy hard right now to catch up. They need a quick score and a quick foul.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different. And how about the evolution of Leonard's game over time, from role player to full-fledged star, a dynamite also defensively.
He step into the line knowing he has a chance to seal the deal. He doesn't.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're behind by 6. There's 10 seconds left in the 4th. What do you think, guys?
And they still got a little time to play with, so a 3 and a quick foul make things interesting.
Anything's possible, but they're going to have to be perfect the rest of the way just to even have a chance.
And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible. He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game. There's the triple. Offline. And so it's San Antonio with the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Well, Marcus, your game has evolved. Started as a finesse player, and now you have a lot more inside aggression. How did you get more comfortable down low?
It just takes time, you know. I got stronger every year, got better every year. You know, when I was younger, I wasn't strong, but now...
All right, David, thank you. And that about...